The biggest question perhaps in all of college football is who is going to start at quarterback for Ohio State. Braxton Miller on one hand, who's got a long track record. On another, you've got J.T. Barrett, who was sensational last year, stepping up until he got injured late in the season. Then, of course, there's Cardale Jones, who started for the first time in the Big Ten championship game and did nothing but lead the Buckeyes to the national title. It's going to be a very interesting quarterback battle, and it may not get decided until the Buckeyes kick off at Virginia Tech. Does Wisconsin have another superstar running back waiting in the wings? After the departure of Melvin Gordon, a lot of the responsibility is going to fall on Corey Clement, who looked like a star in his own right at times, rushing for nearly 1,000 yards last season. The question is whether Clement is going to be able to carry as big of a load because of the NCAA sanctions levied against Penn State. James Franklin inherited an offensive line with very little experience last season and even less depth. If Penn State is going to get back to being Penn State, it's going to start up front. Penn State redshirted a lot of players last year, but it's still going to be young in the trenches, and that is going to make it difficult once again for Christian Hackenberg to really show what he's capable of. Michigan State's identity has been built around a dominant defense, but now the question for Michigan State is whether they can maintain that status as one of the elite defensive teams in the country without coordinator Pat Narduzzi, who left to become the head coach at Pittsburgh. Though the Spartans should be fine offensively with Connor Cook returning at quarterback, they're really going to need to have a dominant defense once again if they want to knock off Ohio State and win the Big Ten. What kind of impact can Jim Harbaugh make in year one at Michigan? This is a guy who's been a winner everywhere he's been in college football and the NFL. The question, though, is how long it's going to take for Harbaugh to be able to install his system and get the right kind of players in there to challenge the top teams in the Big Ten.